All right, fifth grade, this is where you're gonna find your supplies for the day. With your bucket, you're gonna need one piece of paper right here, a ruler, and a worksheet. Could I have 3 volunteers pass these out to the whole class so don't come hurting like wild animals? Just a reminder, at the end of class, can you please put your artwork away in your cubby so y'all are 5th grade D or 5th grade E group. So if you are here on Thursday, you'll put it in here, and if you're here on Friday, you'll put it in there. Thank you. Hey, 5th grade, real quick, pause this video and make sure that all of the supplies are passed out. You are going to follow along as I do the demonstration. Also, say hi to Henry and Charlie. Oh, there he is. Okay, bye. All right, so each of you should have received a worksheet, a metal ruler, this long piece of paper, and you need a pencil. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to turn our paper into our landscape, okay? You're gonna notice this is kind of like an accordion. Hold up, let me open it. Okay, kind of like an accordion. Okay, first things first, you're gonna take your paper, fold it in half, like this. Try your best to get it as even as possible. If your paper is not even, that's okay. I cut them so they're not perfect. All right, so you have paper folded in half. All right, keep it folded. You're gonna fold it in half again, okay? So at this point, when you open it up, you should have 4 sections. All right, we want to turn this paper into an accordion, okay? So if you've ever seen an accordion or something like that, it kind of opens and closes like this very naturally. This, on the other hand, it doesn't, okay? So we want a V and another V, or a W. So all we're missing right now is this piece, just needs to be folded up the other way, okay? So you're gonna fold it back on the same fold you have, just the opposite direction. So whenever you open it, you have a W, okay? Do you all see that W shape? So there you go, there's your accordion. All right, once you have your accordion, open it back up. You're going to need a ruler and a pencil at this point. You're going to go to the rectangle on the very right side, and you're going to draw a dash line, maybe an inch or 2 from the bottom. Then you're going to go to the 3rd rectangle, and on this crease right here, you're gonna draw a dash line, maybe another inch or 2 from the top, okay? Now I need to connect these 2 dashes, so I'm gonna use my ruler, and the ruler's not gonna be perfectly long enough, but it's okay. And I'm going to connect them together, okay? So something like this. You should have a diagonal line going across. Notice how I didn't go into this first box here. Now I want to make a line from the top of here straight up on this crease. Now you're going to need to grab a pair of scissors, which they will be inside of your boxes at each table, and you're going to cut along the pencil line that you just made there. All right, so you should have 2 separate pieces now, and do not throw this away. You're going to keep it. But I need you right now to write your name on the back of one and your name on the back of this. You want to keep both. This extra paper is going to be our scrap paper that you're going to make your additions, okay? So once you have all of it cut out, you should have something that looks like this, also known as your landscape accordion. Before you do anything on here, you must complete this worksheet in its entirety. You are going to use this as your planning, okay? This is your rough draft. I think this is helpful because it gets all ideas out. You have a plan, okay? So here's mine. My 2 ideas. So right here, my plan was kind of that mountain valley range that I did on my final project. And then my second idea was like this volcano island idea, okay? You're going to fill out all of these answers right here. These right here are the most important thing, your foreground, middle ground, and background. If you don't have these, your project will not work, okay? So right here, I wanted my idea, okay, was to have a mountain range and kind of a valley, okay? So I have my mountains, I wanted that to be in the background, and then I had my valley kind of in the center, okay? Now, I didn't fill it out, we're gonna fill it out together. So my foreground, that is what is closest to me, also known as what's at the very bottom. Okay, the thing that's closest to me at the bottom is the road. So I'd write the road. The middle ground, right, kind of in this area, I have a road and I have sheep. That's what I wrote there. Background, mountains, okay? Additions. You are going to use the scrap paper that you had cut out, and you're going to add additions onto each layer, okay? So on my actual project, let me show you. You're going to cut out little designs and you're going to attach them. Okay, so for instance, if I wanted to add a tree and make it kind of stick out, I would add a tree there. This idea right here, I thought I can make an umbrella, the tree. I'm not finished with my project yet, but I will finish and you'll see the additions and what they mean. Okay, so you must fill out both and all of the information, okay? Now, I need to go over something very important with you. When you look at mine, you will notice that in the foreground, the road is bigger than in the background, okay? It would not make sense if my road is the same width all the way down. That will get rid of the illusion of distance. If you want something to look closer, it needs to look bigger. If you want something to look further away, it needs to look smaller. So let's say I wanted a tree right here and a tree right here. The tree up here needs to be really big compared to the tree back here. So on your rough draft, you need to make sure you have that planned out, okay? So just like I did here, I planned out that the road is much smaller than up here. Once you finish this entire worksheet, please take this and this to the sub, and you're going to show them that you are ready to start. You're going to pick which one you want, and you will start to rough draft it with your pencil. You're not going to do colors today or anything like that, just pencil. Now, one other thing. When you open each section, obviously you won't be able to see when it's closed, but they're going to be standing open. You will kind of be able to see through the corners. You need to add stuff going down. You don't just stop right here just because the paper covers it all the way, okay? I don't think you'll have time for much else, but just focus really on getting this done today. If you have any issues or anything, ask the sub, And, you know, if not, if everything's failing and you're just confused, I'll see you next week and we will figure it out. All right, bye.